You ever see that Scarlett Johansson movie, Lucy?
Yeah.
She gets like some experimental drugs put into her stomach or some shit, and then for some reason or another, the drugs like pierce. They all go into a system. Meanwhile, Morgan Freeman's doing a lecture, and he's like, "What if we used 100% of the brain instead of 10?" And if the writers actually stopped to think for one fucking second, they'd realise that's a myth made up by The Simpsons. And Lucy starts super smart, and the movie's like building up to her doing the smartest thing and using 100% of the brain. And if that didn't sound dumb already, just wait, because it gets really, really fucking dumb. It's just like sat in a taxi, and she can see like the lines of communication coming from people's phones. He calls her mum and tells her that she remembers the taste of her breast milk.
What a way to like prove that you remember being young. The best bit about that film, when it's like, when she sat in that fucking desk chair, I'm using 100% of my brain, I see history. And there's like cavemen, and she's sat there and they go like, and then there's an ape that like holds her hand, and the ape is Lucy. And she becomes a USB.
She literally becomes a USB. That is the smartest thing. She becomes a USB, which is all like poorly green screened with like space effect over it.
It's funny because if this film was made like 30 years ago, she'd become a floppy disk. In like 50 years, when that's like outdated, they'll be like, why'd you? So you're telling me that if someone in like the 1900s used 100% of their brain, they'd become this USB that everyone would be like, what is this magic?
I mean, what if they made it now? Would you become a USB-C?
You have to buy an adapter to use it.
That is the extent of the writers' imagination. They got given $39 million to do whatever they wanted, and that's what they came. I paid money to see this film.